Before we turn to God's Word, let's share in prayer together. Father, we thank you for the privilege we have to gather, but especially, Lord, we thank you for the privilege we have to look to your Word. And so many times you speak to us through your Word. So now again, Lord, we ask that your Holy Spirit will speak to those people who will listen today, those people who will hear this simple message. May it be your Spirit at work, and we ask that you will guide us in all that we say and do. In the name of Jesus we pray. Amen. Topic of the message today, it's your fault. It's your fault. We all point the finger of blame. We all work to convince ourselves that the situation is caused by someone else. It started really back in the Garden of Eden. Adam pointed, blamed Eve. Of course, Eve pointed her finger of blame at the serpent. The fact is that when we've done something wrong, it's natural for us to look to someone else to blame. Somehow, some way, we buy into the delusion that our biggest problem is out there. It's somebody else. It's something else. Instead of looking at ourselves, looking inside and saying, did I really cause that? Did I really drop the ball? Was this really my fault? We have no problem in seeing the sin of others. We can look at others and say, yes, they did that. It wouldn't have happened except for something that they did in a negative way. Jesus asked a question in Matthew chapter 7, and we see it there on the screen. Why do you look at the speck of sawdust in your brother's eye, and pay no attention to the plank in your own eye? Now we can all identify with that question. The speck of sawdust, a simple little speck, you can't see it sometimes, but yet it will irritate our eyes. And we can see that when it's in the brother's eye, but the plank of our own eye we cannot see. Although we don't think about it, sin makes us shockingly self-righteous. We're all skilled at dodging the blame, deflecting the cause to someone or something else. And this is especially true with the business of sin in our lives. How many times have we said, well, I'm as good as that other person? Or, I don't do anything to hurt anybody else. Or, I try my best to do everything to be a good neighbor, to be a good friend. And the fact is, all of these things may be 100% true. And in fact, your fellow servant, your fellow citizens may just come along once in a while and pat you on the back and say, you're doing such a great job. But I want to challenge you. Have you read the words of 1 John 1 and 8? In these words, and we can see it again here on the screen, if we claim to be without sin, we deceive ourselves and the truth is not in us. Now, somehow or another, we think that if we just ignore sin and just go on with life, then we're all right, and the world is all right. Really what we're doing is deceiving ourselves. It's very clear. We have all sinned. in our own strength, in our own cunning way, in our own best efforts, there's really nothing that we can do about sin. People will try, and sometimes people will make a list and say, I don't do this, and I don't do that, and I don't do something else. Well, the fact is, there's probably millions of sin. There's the outward sin that people see. They see when we do something wrong, and of course, that sometimes happens, many times. But there's also the secret sins. The sins in our life that only God sees. The sins that we would not want anybody to know anything about. The sins of the mind. The sins of omission. In fact, anything that comes between you and God is sin. Now don't get me wrong. Get the wrong impression. This sin applies to me, and it applies to you, and it applies to anyone else who, whether they think it or not, if they're living, they better come to grips with the fact that sin is reality. But we should notice that verse begins, if we claim to be without sin. You see, our belief undermines the gospel. Because if there's no sin, if we have no sin, then we have no need for the gospel. We have no need for Christ. We have no need for the message of the cross. You don't need cleansing if there's nothing wrong with you. But if you claim to be without sin, there is an answer. There is cleansing available. And we know that only God provided the answer by sending Jesus to enable you to be cleansed from your sin. That's the news we find in 1 John 1 and 9. A most wonderful verse. If we confess our sins, He is faithful and just and will forgive us our sins and purify us from all unrighteousness. Now, isn't that wonderful? Isn't that the most wonderful news? Confess your sin. Confess, yes. Not to me. Not to your friends. Not to your family. Not to some clergy. Not to some other well-respected person. No. Confess your sin to God. He is faithful and just. He will forgive you. He will, in fact, declare you to be not guilty. We can be made one in Christ. We can be united to Him. We can even come to the point where we can call our God Father. Father. By His grace. Because He was willing to send His Son Jesus to die on the cross, we can be back into a relationship with Him. The shed blood of Christ on the cross allows us to have a peace, allows us to have a hope for time and for eternity. The question boils down to the fact, are you willing to trust Him? Are you willing to come to Him, confess your sin, and allow Christ to cover your sin by His blood? The song says, what can wash away my sin? Nothing but the blood of Jesus. What can keep me always clean? Nothing but the blood of Jesus. The ladies are going to sing that song for us in just a moment. But I would challenge you, allow God to speak to your heart in these moments. Trust Him. Believe in His Word. And today, you can know the joy of sins forgiven. May God bless you.